Hey folks, everything new under the sun. This is an image from Maritimes, a gas station in the Maritimes during Hurricane Fiona. Now, what is coming in terms of cyber attacks, World War III, nation state actors taking down communications and electrical systems, power grids, whatever it may be, or simply a natural disaster like Hurricane Fiona. Things can take out the electricity and the power. And not only that, often if the power goes out, you still have cellular access or access to debit cards, credit cards. But in this case, there was not access to a debit or credit. People were left with what they had in their wallet in terms of cash. And not only that, during Fiona, a lot of power stations didn't even have electricity to pump the gasoline up from the ground into your jerry can. So this was literally the case where if a gas station happened to have power, they would only take cash. And in this case, they were only allowing people with jerry cans, specifically for generators. So they were not allowing people to fuel up their cars or vehicles. And again, this was for generators. And the internet was down and they had to use cash. All right. So in the case of an emergency like this, natural disaster or a calms down, grade down situation, what are you going to do? I highly recommend that you think about getting a small solar setup. And I've said this before, you can have all the generators you want, propane, gasoline, whatever it may be. But at the end of the day, you're going to need fuel like these people in this picture. Like probably 99% of the folks in the Maritimes, when the power went out, they were looking for gasoline after the first day. I think this is the day 1 or day 2 after the Hurricane Fiona went through. And the power was out for many for up to a week, 10 days for even, a thousand or a couple thousand folks. And so this is a very real situation. So, I suggest, and I put the links in the community page before about Signature Solar. Now they have a Black Friday deal or a bunch of deals where there's significant discounts on some solar products. Good idea to you don't have to buy it from Signature Solar. I will put a link to Signature Solar because that helps me, but you don't have to buy it from them. I'm just saying, go get an Ecoflow Delta. Go get a Jackery. Maybe go get a solar panel, even a used solar panel, so that you can recharge it. Because what happened? Well, people were in lineups for jerry cans. We were at home. Our fridge and our freezer were running. We had battery backup, and the next day after a storm, often it's nice and sunny. So it worked out that I was able to stand up my solar panels after laying them down because of the hurricane. I got things charging again, and I was away. I didn't have to rush to the gas station to get gas. I wouldn't have been able to anyways, especially if I didn't have cash, but I would have been in the end of one of these big lineups. The cars were lined up for a couple kilometers away from the particular gas station that I live near. So you're burning gas, waiting to get gas. Come to find out they're not giving people gas for their cars. It's only for folks that have jerry cans, containers. And, most gas stations even around here didn't even have power to pump it out of the ground, nor take any electronic means for cash or for payment. So that's why, and people say in the comments, why do you need cash? Cash is going to be worthless. Well, it may not be. There may be a day, 2 days, 3 days where it's very useful for your friends, neighbors, for gas stations, where the grid is down, where communications are down, where banking systems are down. Is there going to be a banking holiday soon? Could very well be. And again, that's why I would suggest go get a basic set of solar panels, a basic solar charge controller, maybe a small battery, whether it be Jackery, Ecoflow Delta, Bluetti, whatever you want. This just happens to be one that I put together for my particular house. I used some products from Signature Solar. Now I also bought lithium iron phosphate cells, raw cells from China, unrelated to Signature Solar, so I built my own battery bank after using one of their batteries. Nothing wrong with their batteries. I just decided to go. If you build it all yourself, you can get it even cheaper. But simply getting the components yourself from a place like Signature Solar will be cheaper than going to a solar renewable energy business to install it for you, because you're getting past all the labor, because you're doing the labor yourself. You're putting it together. So I highly recommend it to do it. Be prepared. I think the grid is going down at some point. The economy will crash. There will be a banking holiday, and there will be times when you cannot use electronic means to pay for things. And this is why you need to have some cash on hand. Not only cash, but there may come a time when cash is useless and you may need to barter. Maybe you need a bottle of maple syrup to trade for some gasoline or for some hay, whatever it may be. Maybe you need gold and silver. Maybe you need other things like ammunition. Ammunition's a great form, a great thing to barter with. Trade some ammunition for, again, a bag of potatoes, whatever it may be. Whatever, you don't know what your neighbor, your friend, whomever down the street, you don't know what they need, and so having a variety of things means that you can trade and barter with them during a time of crisis. And so I highly recommend it, folks. Get a small solar system set up. It will pay off. You don't have to spend a lot. Just get a small system. I started off with a Jackery. I still have a little Jackery 1500. Works great in power outages. Recharges small devices. And, you pay sometimes, but, the cost of these things is going down very, very quickly. And you'll find lots of deals on Amazon as well. So I'll put the link in the description to Signature Solar if you want to shop there. But I would recommend get this sooner than later, folks, because we are near World War III. And the first thing Russia, China, whomever it is that decides that they're going to preempt World War III and take us out, the first thing they're going to do is shut down communications and cripple the grid. If the grid goes down, the whole of civil society is laid waste. We cannot survive without electricity or communications, without internet. Folks, when that goes down, look out. I was going to say for your redemption draws nigh, but I think that's just the beginning of birth pains. But that's when the real things are coming through the air to take us out. But you'll know it. And so you need alternate power sources. So something to think about, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll leave it there and see you in the next video.